Hey folks, welcome to another CHEFTREK Adventure series. I'm your host, I'm Chef Delmer Gill. We've been listening to the sounds of the sound barrier experience. On bass, we have Mick. On drums, Greg. Percussionist, Brother Balaji. Soups and stews is what we're doing here, and it's Golden Harvest soup, and is a chicken, lima bean, and corn stew. We talk about our 4 F's, faith, family, friends, and food, which is what brought me from a mighty long way in a very dark place. And our soup is being done by my best friend and chef, Mia Bird. What's going on, Bird?
What's going on, Gil? I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
And so am I.
I'm excited to be here because we both know what today is and how important this day is that we are together and making this soup. And I'll let you get more into that later on.
Yes,
but
I
I'm
will.
excited just to be here with the CHEFTREK Adventure series and making this soup. It's a flavor of fall. And the last time we made this soup, we were on the food truck, and we were preparing this for a harvest food festival. So we're going to get started with what this recipe is, and let me just start off by saying thanks for getting that started for me.
Certainly.
Let me start off by saying with food, with anything, you just have to simplify it. We overcomplicate things sometimes. So this recipe is a very simple recipe. You can make it your way. If you happen to like foods that are thicker and heartier or looser like brothy, you can do this soup either way, but because it's fall and I like heartier foods and we like hearty soups and stews, that's the way we're going to make it today. So my best friend got me started with some with this heat on. Can I get a little oil in that pan, please?
We need a little oil?
Absolutely.
Why, certainly.
So what this starts off with, very often you can do vegetable stocks with soups, whether it's vegetarian, vegan, or a meat-based soup, but this soup happens to be vegan. And this is my favorite stock right here to use, and it's just plain old water. Because the great thing is vegetables, when you're making them and that you're simmering them like a soup for a long time, they make their own beautiful flavor. And because this soup is so flavorful, it doesn't need a whole lot more to it. You just kind of let everything get together and marry. So let's get started. It starts very simply with a carrot. And so with this carrot, we have to break it down because that's actually the only vegetable. There's garlic, fresh garlic you can put in there, but we have crushed garlic to make it simple. Again, make life easy. So what I'm going to do is at least show you how to break down a carrot. And Del, if it's okay, before I get started, I want to explain what this is, but could the band give me a little backup as far as breaking this down? Thank you. So we just broke down this carrot with a little backup music with our awesome band over there. So all we need is a broom wire cut to get this started. So this should be hot enough. Let's get this started. We're going to get a little bit of garlic in the pan.
Here you go.
Thank you. And so what happens is you can start a little stock. You can get a stock going. It's very simple to just take your lentils. So what's in this soup, and they're beautiful fall colors as well, but what's in this soup, we have paprika here, there's turmeric, ground coriander, there's, of course, as my best friend, he says thyme. I pronounce it thyme.
It's thyme, it's thyme.
As you say it. So there's thyme. There's a mixture of some ancient grains. We have some Israeli couscous here. There's a mixture of the lentils. And there's some red quinoa and some regular quinoa as well. You got your red and your yellow lentils, some bay leaves since it's going to be stewing to get some good flavor in there. And like I said, fresh garlic, it doesn't get any better. Let's crank that up a little bit more, Gil.
I shall do just that.
So we can get the sounds of our food going, because that's the best part of food is when you get it going, you got to hear it.
So what are you adding next?
Thank you, thank you. So what we're going to start off with is I'm going to make it simple because I like to get in there with my hands. Nope, I think we're good. So we're just going to get the lentils in there. These are the red and the yellow lentils. They're going to cook and they're going to make a stock. So as that's cooking, we're just going to add a bay leaf as you make your stock, and you're always going to make sure you take that bay leaf out because that is something that won't be great in the finished product of the soup. It'll just put a rough texture in there. So you can hear it going. Once we get that going, we're going to pour some water in here. Maybe about, it depends on what you're making it for. Again, make food simple. It's not so serious if you're going to make it for 8 people. You can put about 8 cups into the, for about 8 ounces per person. But we're going to make this really simple. We'll put about a cup of water in there. And so we'll get that going. We turn it up a little bit more. And as that's going, it's going to make its own stock. You're going to throw in your carrots and all your other ingredients, all those wonderful spices. It's actually best, we're doing this kind of a la minute, just kind of turning it out, but it's better when you start with your spices, roast them in the pan before you actually put in any liquid, because you get more flavor and extract more flavor out of the spice when you put it in a hot pan with a little bit of garlic than if you just kind of dump it in with the liquid, because then that seals everything and the flavors don't release as easily. So we're going to just put, like I said, as much as you like. We have a little bit of paprika, turmeric, be careful because you know that likes to stain. The ground coriander, but these are all things that are absolutely, they're full of flavor. I'm pretty sure everybody in the studio can smell the flavors of fall. You can smell how wonderful it is.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And so the reason why it's called Golden Harvest, because as you can tell, what winds up happening is the yellow from the turmeric, as well as the lentils and the red and yellow lentils, they actually just turn yellow all the way. And so it becomes this beautiful golden color. What happens once this all gets cooked up for about 30 minutes, you just let everything cook together. You're going to pulse half of the soup. So you're going to pulse and use a food processor, take out half of the lentils once they're tender, and put them in a food processor if you want to prepare it the way we've made it. I have all kinds of, see, turmeric, yellow on my hands, doesn't come off, but it's okay.
Here you are.
Thank you, because we're having fun.
That's the official turmeric remover.
Thank you, it's awesome.
Marvelous, marvelous, marvelous.
And so what we're going to do is, like we said, we're going to put that in the food processor, just take half of the soup, and that's going to give it that hearty texture. So we can remove that, Gil. And
we can remove that now?
Yep, we sure can.
Don't you? All right.
What am I forgetting? Because see, he's my best friend. He's got my back. What am I forgetting, Gil?
Are you forgetting anything?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
You want me to remove this?
Certainly.
Okay, then it shall be removed.
So what happens is, after that cooks for a while, after you've prepared and you've processed half of the soup, what's going to come out is this wonderful very hearty, rich. There's also cashews and ginger that are optional. Some people do have nut allergies, so you have to be sensitive, so that's okay. You can omit them or not. It has tons of great flavor. So the cashews, if you take them out, it's not going to kill the recipe. I personally like it because it gives protein to the soup. Where it's no meat, it has some, the nuts give it the protein. It's not meat protein, it's veg protein. So what we're gonna do is let that cook for 30 minutes. And then this soup is just absolutely wonderful. It smells good, it tastes good, and it's wonderful to share with a friend or family because it's so hearty and it warms you on a really cold fall day. So thank you for having me come by, Gil.
Now, Mia's been talking about this soup. As with all things we do on the CHEFTREK Adventures, you can go to our website, cheftrek.net, and find these and other recipes from the shows and things that we do. Mia also mentioned family. I mentioned earlier about my 4 F's, faith, family, friends, and food. We need to bring back more of families cooking together, friends cooking together. I don't knock eating out. I love to eat out. She knows I love to eat out. But to be able to incorporate your faith, your family, and your friends with food is such a wonderful thing. One of our previous shows for the CHEFTREK Adventures is The Art of Breakfast, which featured Mia.
Absolutely.
And the wonderful Shadima Bird,
Yes.
the little child.
Yes.
At age 7, she's cooking with us. Okay, I'm going to move on to what I'm doing, my segment, but I do believe we might be taking a break very soon. But we've got our induction burner on, and the induction burner is an electric burner with heat controls, so you're not using flame inside. I'm going to add a wee bit of Mia's water. I'm going to add, what I just added was chicken, just boneless, skinless chicken breast. And Mia, if you hand me that stock.
Certainly.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're adding, about a cup, maybe about a cup of stock.
Okay.
This is just a chicken stock. We've started with oil, just a wee bit of oil, about 1/4 cup of oil. We've added oil, we've added chicken. And now if you let me over here, my dear, we're going to do some other fun things. What else is going in this recipe is celery. We're going to take this celery, we're going to slice it on a bias. Oh, thank you, Bird, for monitoring that.
You know I got your back.
We're adding our celery. We're going to do 1/2 of a large onion. We're adding our onion. We're going to use, we can use canned or we can use fresh tomatoes. And we've used both, but right now we're adding our fresh. And we're going to do about 3 of these. Thank you. Mia, can you hand me that French knife, please? Thank you. We've got different knives here. French knife, Chinese vegetable cleaver. Green pepper. We're doing strips of green pepper. And we're using red pepper. We're doing strips of that also. Okay. Mia, how are things going over there in Funland.
It's looking good. And one of the things I want to mention is that when you are, Dell's going to have me crying in a minute.
Why?
Because this good food just moves me so much, Dell, but it's also the onions you put in here.
Oh.
But no, seriously, it's because I wanted to remind the audience that there is no, Chef Gil didn't use any flour in here because the stew is going to cook down. And he actually had coated the chicken with flour and sauteed it already. So the flour that's coated on the chicken will actually
thicken it up
very, very good. And I'm sorry because this is just so moving, this food. It's just so, it just looks so good, Dylan. I know it's going to taste even better.
Oh, well, we know that. The smell is just so wonderful. And, but as Mia said, we have coated that chicken in either cornstarch or flour. That helps the searing up of it, but it also helps with the thickening. And as Mia knows, I'm a very sensitive person. I'll cry at the drop of a hat, but I cry only tears of joy.
Joy, that's right.
Yes, indeed.
Del, one of the things I wanted to mention, I mentioned to it, I didn't allude to it, but we didn't get into it. And I'm sorry, I really am crying because it's a lot of onions in this soup. But one of the things we talked about is what is so special about today? You mentioned that you didn't want to cry on camera, but you're not afraid to cry.
No, I'm not afraid to cry. My very first CHEFTREK adventure, which aired here on Philly Cam a while ago, was done several years ago. It was done actually in '07. And it was, thank you, Mia, it was November 8th. I came home from a video course. I'm all excited. And my wife's like, okay, how was your course? Course was great. I said, the show's done. There's no credits, but the show is done. And I wasn't going to force her to watch it, but she decided to watch it on the 8th. And she said to me some things that still I hold on to. Because basically she talked about, I told her, I said, look, I don't know where this is going to lead, but what we're going to do. She said, no, I'm not going to be here. I didn't question her. I did not question her. But she said, all of your arts, all of your things and gifts that God has given you will come forward when the time comes. She passed away the very next day, which is November 9th. And oddly enough, it's a month and a day before her birthday, because her birthday was December 9th. So when I came here to Philly Cam, and I booked the only date that was available, and what was it? November 9th. So that just improves my abilities to believe in the faith of the Lord God, because only He can do that.
Absolutely.
Now, we're going to add a bit of either cayenne or red pepper.
Spice it up.
Now, if you notice, in both Mia and my dish, did we add any salt?
We did not.
We did not add any salt. The particular stock that I'm using, and she used a bit, no, you didn't. The particular stock I use has not a high salt content, but it has salt. So we did not add any salt to either of these. Her stock was basically vegetables and water, creating its own stock. But what's going to go along with this dish is we're going to do a nice garden salad. Now, we're using our pans. Our pans come from our national sponsor, Healthcraft Products of Tampa, Florida. They're healthcraft.net. More information at the end of our show on Healthcraft. And also going with this meal will be a lovely pumpkin bread, or actually a pumpkin cake, and some very hearty fall-style rolls, which are from our other sponsor, and that's Rockland Bakery of the Northeast, serving Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. More information on them. We're going to probably go to a break, and when we come back, we'll be doing our salad.
name is Michael Knight. I'm the RC guru, the producer for the show Dialed in RC here at Philly Cam, the RC Speed Channel. Booyah!
Hey, I'm Mike D, producer of Real Black TV, and you can watch it here on Philly Cam.
I'm Connie Romano, and I have a show premiering in September called Connie's Catch, and it's exciting. It's on Sundays at 1.
Hi, my name is Brian Gibbs. I'm the producer of The Record Shop. Make sure you watch us on Philly Cam. We feature unsigned, unknown, and underexposed artists.
Okay, we're back as we wound things up with our colorful harvest salad. And what an experience we just heard with the sound barrier. Notice how I did that. Okay, we have a nice mixed green salad with spinach, and we are including cucumber. And here's what we're gonna do. I have been slightly scoring this cucumber, and when it's done, you'll see, hopefully, why it's been done.
Bill, what's the score?
Bird 3, Gill 2.
There you go.
And we're gonna slice this as we hear the chop, chop, chop of the kitchen. Now the reason I mentioned the score, you see how this looks? You see how this looks? It's a nice little colorful type thing. Cucumbers are going in this salad. And we're gonna just toss, hence the word toss salad.
That's right.
Could you give a little shaky mixy to that, Mia Bird?
You know that I can.
Bless your little heart. Also, back again with our plum tomatoes. And we're just doing slices of that. And I mean, this is salad. You can give or take what you want, do it any way you want. It's what you're comfortable with. But what I stress in these shows, my friends, is the confidence. What we like to do is show you things, some of them may be different things, but to encourage you to try things and feel confident in your kitchen. One thing I emphasize, like I mentioned earlier, we are using our Chinese vegetable cleaver all the time, my friends. Me and I have been doing this for years. But safety, safety, safety is what we always stress. Isn't that right? We stress safety, right?
We do, even down to wearing cut gloves.
Well, yes, even down to wearing cut gloves, which we are not wearing cut gloves today. So we know the tomato is in this salad, and we'll do one more tomato, and they're just slices.
Don't get messy, Dale. Let's clean up that.
Yes, yes, yes. We're going to clean it up. I just happen to have a little receptacle under here. Also, we're adding green seedless grapes as one goes rolling away. And we're going to toss those in. And you know, you can cut these grapes in half if you like. Sure. Hey, you can peel them if you like, but we won't go there today. So, green seedless grapes, get that little stem out of here, catch that piece, and we're going to end up with strawberries. And once again, we are going to slice strawberries, and similar to as we did with our tomato, we're going to cut the top off, and we're just going to slice, 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 slice. Now, I'm going to show this one more time because we cut the top, and I always show how this is done. I do my hands like a little claw, and I slice. Each time I slice, my fingers move back. Each time I slice, my fingers move back and move back. And we're gonna do what? Two more strawberries? What do
Two
you say?
more
Two more
sounds good.
strawberries. Sounds like a wonderful thing. And there we have it. Mia, let's give that a little toss.
Absolutely. Toss it up.
Now, we have a couple of dressings,
Whatever you want.
but it's been a pleasure, my friends. We will get ready to, where you going with that bird?
Down with the rest of our meal. Come with me.
Oh, you can't come. Go. That's down with the rest of our meal. Now, we've got our corn, chicken, lima bean, and what am I missing in that stew? Corn, chicken, lima beans. That's our stew. And we have our golden harvest soup, which
Absolutely.
has, again,
Red lentils, yellow lentils, all those wonderful spices, and fresh garlic. And you can always add the ginger or the cashews if you like.
and the thing about these things is you can add what you need to add when you
Absolutely.
need to add it. Feel free to experiment with food, my friends. And we will be concluding with a little bit more from the sound barrier before we go.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that we need to say to our folks out there?
I think you said it all, but thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for
Oh, child,
your
look,
time.
you are, I am as you are.
Amen.
We are here together and
That's
will
right.
continue to be.
That's right.
Ooh, a grape.
No.
Okay. Sound barrier.
Come on, Del. You come down here trying to do that.
I'd like to thank all of our friends here at Philly Cam. Mia Bird, Sound Barrier, and also we're going to bring our crew up as we go out. So if our director Charles can send our crew up, we're going to have our crew as we go bye-bye. Crew up. Crew up. Crew up. You wonderful people in the control room. Crew up. Crew up. Thank you. Our cameras. Crew up and around.
Boom, ba, boom, boom. He's CHEFTREK on the fast track. He's CHEFTREK on the fast track. He's shaking and baking and mixing and fixing nutritious meal, nutritious meal. He's CHEFTREK on the fast track. He's CHEFTREK on the fast track. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. CHEFTREK, 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 CHEFTREK. His food is so good. CHEFTREK, CHEFTREK.